welcome to part 2 of episode 1. So many of you are going to be wondering why earlier today... Oh god, I'm in debt. Anyway, let's ignore the fact we're in debt. Reason being is we've got 20 parts already. This is part 1. As you can see, there is 20 videos here at the moment for EPR wrestling, and that already equals 1 hour's worth of recordings. You might think that's ludicrous, but that is the full figure there. What I've gone and done is I'm going to separate each episode into parts. So EPR episode 1 will go out at 12 o'clock, then the second part will go out at 2 o'clock, and then we'll do 20 for the next, and then 20, and then so on and so forth. So we're middle of April now, so we've got April, May, June, and we stop at June. So this part will be shorter than the other part, but they will be 2 separate videos, because otherwise it's just going to get too long and you lot will get bored. So I'll see you guys in tomorrow night for EPR. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my passion. I love wrestling. Wrestling is one of the greatest things. No matter what mood I'm in, I can watch Wrestle talk about wrestling. I can watch anybody. And Vic Christie is still out injured, and the sooner he gets back with my Intercontinental title, it'll be better for me. Vic Christie, you're an arse. Anyway, even though I didn't make you champion of the game, did. Speaks for physical, isn't it? I always forget, 19 days. Come on, this is ridiculous. So he's going to be out for the majority of this month as well. Anyway, let's get on with the show. We're live on radio again, as we are now, because I brought the radios back. In a poor match, Sheik Mali defeated Floyd Marshall in 12:39 by pinfall. Floyd Marshall 43, Sheik Mali 37. No work improvements. 2,750 people at the Harry Hills Coliseum tonight. That is a sold-out crowd. 43D, not bad. I'm surprised it wouldn't have been when you get into the show. In about a decent match, number 2 achieved Tetsuya Stone and Salvador Flores defeat Jim Hendry and Al Flash in 12:26, and Salvador Flores defeat Al Flash by pinfall. Al Flash 38, Jim 58, Salvador 38, and Tuts 39. Al Flash in performance, a 49D plus. In about a decent match, number heat, Myers McLean defeated Marty Levy in 12:06 by pinfall. Myers McLean 49, Marty Levy 34. And Marty Levy improving performance 45D. In above a decent match, the crowd was subpar wrestling. Vernon Breedlove defeated George Sanders in 11:32 by pinfall. George Sanders 29, Vernon Breedlove 47. George Sanders improved in technical, visibly time towards the end. He is a new star. If we give him a one-night deal, see how he does. He did shit. In a superb match, Bill Curry defeated Mike Morera in 14:43 by pinfall. Bill Curry 77, Mike Morera 58. Mike Morera in performance 72B minus. In above a good heat and decent wrestling, Laurie McGurk drew with Alan Eustace in 15:20 following a double count out. Laurie McGurk 59, Alan Eustace 57. Laurie McGurk improving in Rumble 61C. In a decent match, Andy Brown defeated Paul Murdoch in 15:11 by pinfall. Andy Brown 40, Paul Murdoch 57. Andy Brown in performance at 53C minus. Not bad. In an exceptional match, Mr. X defeated Jim Lundus in 1932 by pinfall using underhanded tactics. Jim Lundus 93, Mr. X 90. Jim Lundus in performance an 80B. In an exceptional match, Ed Strangler Lewis defeated Bonnie Marr in 15:37 by submission with a headlock sleep after blatantly cheating. Ed Strangler 93, Bonnie Marr 74. No work improvements an 80B. That's why I said this show is going to be a good one. In an exceptional match, Ed Don George defeated Joe Stretcher in 15:17 by pinfall. Ed Don George 87, Joe Stretcher 87. No work improvements, 76B minus. In above a good wrestling and decent match crowd, Colin McKee, Blake Haddock, and Johnny Plummer defeated Marty Angelo, Jack Sherry, and Jesse James in 12:40 when Johnny Plummer defeated Marty Angelo by pinfall. Jesse James 52, Jack Sherry 84, Marty Angelo 54, Johnny Plummer 45, Babe Haddock 64, Colin McKee 55, Jack Sherry in performance 68C plus. In an exceptional match, Man Mountain Dean defeated Henry DeGlade in 13:07 by pinfall with a Northern Lights suplex. He makes defense number 4 of his world title. Oh, great. Harry DeGlade sustained inflamed triceps tendon, and you got a legitimate way. Harry DeGlade 85, Man Mountain Dean 74, Henry DeGlade in Rumble. Going to end the show there. 76B minus. I'm not going to do any speeches. So I want to find out how long these are going to be out for. I'll see you guys in a couple of on Tuesday for another edition of EPR Live Wrestling. Everyone, hello, can you hear me? Awesome, welcome back. EPR Wrestling All Stars is happening again. Yeah, we haven't had it live yet because I've changed the entire schedule of this promotion. We don't get many people for events that happen every month. So, as you can see there, we've got EPI Live being held every week on a Thursday now. EPI All-Star Wrestling will happen every Sunday. We have got, from January, February and March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I've turned the Super Show into a monthly event. So as we start growing and pay-per-views start becoming a thing and stuff, I can just easily just go, Super Show, no, that's going to be the big show of the year. But yeah, so that's where that's come from. I'm thinking we're going to get more attendance figures now for these sort of shows because there's monthly specials. I'm going to go away and I'm going to book EPR All-Star Wrestling and I'm going to run it. I'm going to let you guys see it, even though it's the second time we've done it this month. I'm going to let you see it because I'm that nice. An additional show for this part 2 of episode 1. But anyway, I thought you'd like to see the new schedule, and that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you for EPR All-Star Wrestling in a few ticks. As Al Rigby Promotions is falling apart around the seams with both champions injured for the foreseeable future, how do you book a show with no titles? It's 1934, you give it your best bloody shot. We're live on the radio, ladies and gentlemen, for our second EPR All-Star Wrestling. 2,700 people at the Harry Hills Coliseum. In above had decent wrestling with Jeep, Matt Myers, Al Flesh, Jim Henry and Kyle McKee defeated Floyd Marshall, Todd Estes, Salvador Flores, and Marty Levy in 1446 when Mars McLean defeated Salvador Flores by pinfall. Marty Levy 35, Salvador Flores 44, Todd Estes 40, Floyd Miles 46, Colin McKee 40, Jim Henry 57, Al Flesh 34, and Mars McLean 50. Marty Levy in performance and Salvador Flores in performance of 49D to open up the night. In a decent match, Babe Caddock defeated Paul Murdoch in 15-17 by pinfall. Babe Caddock 57, Paul Murdoch 52. No recommends 58C-. In a decent match, Martino Angelo defeated Johnny Plummer in 11:56 by pinfall. Johnny Plummer 39, Martino Angelo 56. Johnny Plummer improving in performance 52D+. In a decent match, Jesse James defeated Sheik Ali in 14:35 by pinfall. Sheik Ali 42, Jesse James 49. No recommends of 48D+. In above fantasy and good wrestling, Joe Stretch defeated Andy Brown in 15:10 by pinfall. Andy Brown 42, Joe Stretch 86. No recommends 1572B-. In above fantasy and great wrestling, Jack Sherry defeated Ali Houston in 14:57 by pinfall. The Half and Iceland driver. Ali Houston's 46, Jack Sherry 69. Jack Sherry in performance 62C. In above fantasy and great wrestling, Ed Don George defeated Mike Romero in 14:42 by pinfall. Ed Don George 83, Mike Romero 58, Mark Romero in performance 76B-. In above a great heat and decent wrestling, Bill Corey defeated Vernon Breedlove in 14:47 by pinfall. Bill Corey 76, Vernon Breedlove 40. No recommend 63C. In an exceptional match, Mr. X defeated Laurie McGurk in 55 minutes 42 by pinfall, legally using the ropes to leverage. Mr. X 92, Laurie McGurk 58. Mr. X is improving in performance, 72B-. In above fantasy and great wrestling, Henry DeGlan defeated Bonnie Moore in 15:30 by pinfall. Bonnie Moore 61, Henry DeGlan 79. No recommends. He is French, 66C+. And we had to do that because of the injuries. But in an exceptional match, Jim Londas defeated Ed the Strangler Lewis in 25:15 by pinfall, the Aeroplane Slam. Ed the Strangler Lewis got a 96, Jim Londas a 93. Jim Londas improved in performance, an 83B+. We're going to end the show there, my friends, with a 79B. That is how you book an all-star wrestling show when both your champions are out. We're going to have the issues again, but we'll get there because we are EPR. We're going to praise these guys. I'll see you on Thursday for EPR Live Tour. Thank you for watching. The live tour has begun as we continue with the wrestling. The game is now not responding, but there we go. 3,301 people tonight at the Hammerstein Ballroom. In a decent match, Colin McKee, Jim Henry and Johnny Plummer defeated Mike Herrera, Laurie McGurk and Jesse James in 15:18 when Johnny Plummer defeated Laurie McGurk by pinfall. Jesse James 47, Laurie McGurk 56, Mark Romero 64, Johnny Plummer 48, Jim Henry 56, Colin McKee 49. No work improvements, no road agents nice, 59C. Still don't turn dirt sheet off, but we don't use it, so dirt sheet can stay where it is. I don't like to know what's going on within the game mechanics. In about a decent match, we didn't have a cheat. Myers McLean defeated Salvador Flores in 14:38 by pinfall. Myers McLean 52, Salvador Flores 36. No opponents 49D+. In above a fantasy and great wrestling, Mr. X defeated Vernon Beedlove in 15:47 by pinfall. Vernon Beedlove 44, Mr. X 87. No opponents 66C+. In a decent match, Paul Murdoch defeated Andy Brown in 15:16 by pinfall. Andy Brown 44, Paul Murdoch 51. Paul Murdoch in performance of 50D+. And your main event of this is a very short Inward Liquid EPR Live Tour. In an exceptional match, Jim Londis defeated Ed Don George in 24:44 by pinfall with the Aeroplane Slam. Ed Don George 89, Jim Londis 93, no opponents 80B. That's where we end tonight's show, 74B-. Increase our popularity in 3 regions because of our radio broadcast. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you for another EPR Live next Sunday. EP Wrestling is live. EPR Wrestling is live, should I say. In a decent match, Salvador Flores defeated Myers McLean in 11:20 by pinfall. Myers McLean out there with 61. Geez, Salvador Flores out there with 33 though. 53C-. Something about coming to the Midwest of America for the first ever time. Because that's where our radio show is now, so it's going to help us with ratings and stuff. On there, makes these guys work really well. Obviously, that's where they're based. In about that great, good heat and decent wrestling, Andy Brown and Colin McKee defeated Laurie McGoog and Jesse James in 15:19 when Andy Brown defeated Jesse James by pinfall. In terms of win rate, Laurie McGee was Henshaws announced. Andy Brown was a weakness to go from performance. Jesse James 58, Laurie McGee 71, Clinton McKee 55, Andy Brown 43, Colin McKee in performance 63C. In a superb match, Mr. X defeated Paul Murdoch in 15:23 by submission. Paul Murdoch 46, Mr. X 92. Paul Murdoch. Anyway, ignore Cortana here giving me some information. A 77B, not bad. I don't know what's going on with Cortana right now, guys, but there you go. That's just. Obviously, I've told my solicitor or something that I'm going to be sending her information later on. That's something, but there we go. The next social match, Babe Caddock defeated Jack Sherry in 15:39 by pinfall. Jack Sherry 88, Babe Caddock out there with 60. Jack Sherry improved performance. Babe Caddock, over the past few months, has been improving very fast, and I don't know if that's because of his... I'm trying to think of the word here. He's now a protege of someone else, so, you know, I don't know if it's that what's making him work. I'm just going to have a sip of my gingerbread latte. Mocketet, if you can find Mocketet, I think that's the name of the company. They're in B&M, B&M and QD stores if you're in Norfolk. They're lovely coffees. It's better than some of the cheaper, the more expensive brands. In about that good heat and decent wrestling, Vernon Breedlove defeated Johnny Plummer 11:59 by pinfall. Johnny Plummer 43, Vernon Breedlove 51. No work around 50D+. And this is your main event of the night. An exceptional match. Joe Stretch, Jim Londis, and Henry DeGlane defeat Ed the Strangler, Ed Don George, and Bill Corey in 25:09 when Jim Londis defeated Bill Corey by pinfall the Airplane Star. He's only on a 2-year deal because he's on excursion out here. But what I'm going to do, once the excursion's finished, I'm going to hire him permanently, and I will call him Henry DeGlane. I'll have his name as Henry DeGlane, but while he's on excursion, he's going to be called that. Henry DeGlane 86, Jim Londis 94, Joe Stretch 91. Bill Corey 78, Ed Don George 92, and Ed the Strangler Lewis 94. No opponents. We're going to end the show there. And we'll see you guys for the April's edition of the Super Show, our first Super Show, to see if that is going to work. We're getting more people through the door for our event. I'll see you Sunday for Super Show. Thanks for watching. Now that looks a lot better. It doesn't look like someone's vomited a load of videos into here, numbered. I've just been able to delete them all because they are edited into this nice big EPR episode 1, part 1. Anyway, the Super Show April. Because of injuries, we had 3 wrestlers come in tonight on a one-night-only deal. They were Bobby Walkie, Gentleman Jim Lewis, and Harry Carpulzi. They had to take on the team of Vernon Breedlove, Jack Sherry and Henry DeGlair. We have in front of 3,352 people at the Hammerpine Ballroom, which means that having a super show brings more people through the doors. In a decent match, Vernon Breedlove, Jack Sherry and Henry DeGlair, of course, defeated the Bob Walkie, Gentleman Jim Lewis and Harry Capolzi. In turn of 3, and Jack Sherry defeated Gentleman Jim Lewis by pin for the half Nelson driver. Harry DeGlair 85, Jack Sherry 86, Vernon Breedlove 45, Harry Capolzi 28, Gentleman Jim Lewis 33, and Bob Walkie 44. Bob Walkie in performance, Jack Sherry in Rumble technical performance, and Harry Capolzi in performance. You two are probably going to get permanent contracts after tonight. Oh, whatever. In about that decent wrestling number 2, Marty Levy defeated Myers McLean in 11:32 by pinfall. Myers McLean 51, Marty Levy 33. Marty Levy is improving in performance, 47D. In a decent match, Paul Murdoch, Toots SD, and Salvador Flores defeated Johnny Plummer, Andy Brown, and Sheik Mali in 13:04, and Toots SD defeated Sheik Mali by pinfall. Salvador Flores 43, Toots SD 40, Paul Murdoch 55. Sheik Mali 42, Andy Brown 41, Johnny Plummer 47. Johnny Plummer in performance, Sheik Mali improving in performance, and Salvador Flores in performance. Well done, you three. 50D+. In a poor match, Eli Flesh defeated Floyd Marshall in 9:54 by pin with a flying tackle. Al Flesh 34, Floyd Marshall 45. No work points, 43D. I knew it would be bad because they're both the same position on the roster. In a decent match, Jesse James defeated Alan Houston in 13:18 by pinfall. Alan Houston's 56, Jesse James 44. No work points. I did have to book him quite strong in the match for him to go, yeah, sure, you can have me lose. In above a great wrestling and good heat, Carlick McKee, Jim Henry, and Mr. X defeated Bonnie Moore, Louis McGurk, and Mike Romero in 4:54 when Carlick McKee defeated Mike Romero by pinfall. In terms of ring work, Mr. X is head and shoulders advance, I don't care. Mr. X looks excellent out there. Mike Romero 62, Louis McGurk 55, Bonnie Moore 72, Mr. X 92, Jim Henry 57, Carlick McKee 55. No work improvements. This is the first. I do not want to strip champions of their belts if they get injured, if they're only going to be out for a month. If they're going to be out for like 6 months or longer, then yes. But that's why I've kind of knocked at the belts of them. In an exceptional match, Joe Stretcher defeated Babe Caddock in 14:41 by pinfall. Babe Caddock 63, Joe Stretch 86. No work improvements, but an 80B. That's not bad. In above a good weight heat and good wrestling, Martino Angelo defeated Bill Corey in 14:43 by pinfall. Marty Angelo 57, Bill Corey 78. No work improvements, 72B-. In an exceptional match, Jim Londis defeated Ed the Strangler Lewis in 35 minutes 22 by pinfall with the aeroplane slam. The match was like a selling on display. The match is a better colour commentary. Ed the Strangler Lewis 93, Jim Londis 93. Jim Londis in performance at 81B. That's where we end the show with a 78B, which I cannot complain with. Jim Londis, Ed the Strangler Lewis, and of course, Mr. X. I keep thinking he's called Dr. X, but it's Mr. X. Pointed out, and pointed out. You guys then can see what they say. Oh, God. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Yeah, everyone seems happy. So I'll see you for our live tour again when we go into a new month. We've only got next month and the month after, and then I'll be making this episode. Thank you for watching. Welcome back. Are we recording this time? You're not going to fucking stop on me. Oh, right, for the third time today I've had to record an episode twice because the fucking OBS wants to stop every bloody time I try and record. In a superb match, Vic Christie defeated Lloyd McGurk in 15:29 by pinfall. Vic Christie makes defense number 2 of the Intercontinental Championship. Lloyd McGurk 51, Vic Christie 79. No work movement, 71C+. In an exceptional match, Jim Londis defeated Babe Caddock in 14:59 by pinfall with the aeroplane spin. Babe Caddock 61, Jim Londis 93. No work movements. This show isn't going to be the highest rated show we've done, by the way. In about fantasy and great wrestling, Joe Stretcher defeated Ali Eustace in 15:21 by pinfall. Alan Eustace 55, Joe Stretcher 81. No work improvements, 69C+. In an exceptional match, Ed the Strangler Lewis defeated Henry DeGlain in 15:42 by pinfall. Henry DeGlain 83, Ed the Strangler Lewis 88. The DeGlain versus Ed storyline advances segment. No work improvements, 71C+. In an exceptional match, Man Mountain Dean defeated Bonnie Moore in 24:33 by pinfall. The double underhook suplex following interference from Vic Christie. Man Mountain Dean makes defense number 6 of the World Championship. Bonnie Moore 73, Man Mountain Dean 75. As you know, there's 3 storylines. Of course, during the night, Jim Londis comes out and attacks Man Mountain Dean to advance their storyline. because I need to, because I've changed our product so the storylines now mean stuff. Get the quiz upload in 3 regions. Thank you for watching. I'll see you live for the Super Show in just a little bit. Hello, welcome back. We are live with our EPW in front of a sold out Hammerstein ballroom. Let me just get that rid of. Just get rid of that email. There we go. Is that gone? Awesome. In the pool match, Mighty Levy defeat El Flesh in 12:29 by pinfall. El Flesh 39, Mighty Levy 37. No worker books. 12:29, 40D minus. In a decent match, Jesse James defeated Colin McKee in 12:17 by pinfall. Jesse James 44, Colin McKee 53. No worker books 52D plus. You wish to continue adjustments? No. Because I have to give you a gimmick because I've changed the product with 52D plus. In a decent match, Marty Angelo defeated Laurie McGurk in 12:06 by pinfall. Laurie McGurk 59, Marty Angelo 54. Marty Angelo in Rumble. Just a nice little face versus face match. In above a decent match, limited match, Miles McLean defeated Toots Esther in 13:30 by pinfall by using untimed tactics. Toots Esther 43, Miles McLean 58. No work with straight goes from chemistry in their performance, 55C minus. In a decent match, Salvador Flares and Floyd Marshall defeated Bill Curry and Andy Brown in 13:37 when Salvador Flores defeated Andy Brown by pinfall. Floyd Marsh 39, Salvador Flares 37. No one was the team in this era. Andy Brown 42, Bill Curry 66. Andy Brown in performance. I don't care about the problems. Oh yeah, he needs new. Gonna give him his gimmick because he didn't have one earlier. In a decent match, Paul Murdoch defeated Jim Henry in 8:28 by pinfall. Jim Henry 58, Paul Murdoch 53. No work performance in 8-minute 59C. Not bad. In about Fantasy and DC Wrestling, Joey Stretcher defeated Johnny Plummer in 13:39 by pinfall. Joey Stretcher 38, Johnny Plummer 37. Johnny Plummer in Rumble. 66C plus. Not bad. In a decent match, Sheik Marley defeated Mike Marrero in 15:18 by pinfall. Sheik Marley 39, Mike Romero 59. No appearance of 54C minus. Not bad. In above a Fantastic Heat and Good Wrestling, Alan Houston's Babe Caddock and Vic Christie defeat Bonnie Marr, Jack Sherry and Vernon Breedlove in 21:55 when Vic Christie defeated Bonnie Marr by pinfall. Vernon Breedlove was the weak link to the case on his ring performance. Vic Christie 75, Babe Caddock 59, Alan Houston 57, Vernon Breedlove 43, Jack Sherry 76, Bonnie Marr 68. Have we got that booked for the Super Show, mate? No, I don't know why that's not booked. So let's put that for the Super Show in May. We know it's going to happen because we've been advertising it in our storyline. So we know it's going to go ahead. We just need to get it booked in. It will be, of course, Vic Christie versus Bonnie Marr for that Intercontinental title on the line at Super Show in May. Jack Sherry from Rumble in Force. I don't know what's going on with Vernon Breedlove. He's a popular wrestler, but he's shit in the ring. So he's probably going to be released after tonight. I've had enough of him. There's a lot more options in the world of wrestling that can replace him. In an exceptional match, Henry DeGlane defeated Jim Landis. Henry DeGlane and Jim Landis defeated Mama Mountain Dean and Ed the Strangler Lewis in 30:35 when Jim Landis defeated Strangler Lewis by the airplane slam. Jim Landis 93, Harry DeGlane 85, Ed the Strangler Lewis 93, Man Mountain Dean 76. No work improvements. That's 73B-. That's where we end tonight's show. 70C plus increased our popularity in 3 regions. We're just going to continue without doing that. And I'll see you guys live for EPR Live Wrestling coming up on Thursday. Hello, welcome to the EPR Live Tour from the Hammerstein Ballroom because we can sell it out and I need to keep building our popularity here so that we can start touring to other places and make money while doing so. In a good match, Vic Christie defeated Toots SD in 15:09 by pinfall, following botched interference by Bonnie Marr. Vic Christie makes sense of 3 of the Intercontinental. Toots SD 41, Vic Christie 81, no appearance. By the way, Man Mountain Dean isn't here tonight. In an exceptional match, Jack Sherry defeated Babe Caddock in 11:44 by the Half Narson Driver. Babe Caddock 861, Jack Sherry 86. Jack Sherry in performance 78B. We've got ruptured pectoral major tendon. Nice. In a decent match, Andy Brown defeated Mike Marrero in 8:22 by pinfall. Andy Brown 27. Mike Romero 59. These two have great chemistry in their performance, but no work for him, 7C minus. In an exceptional match, Ed the Strangler Lewis and Jim Henry defeated Joe Stretcher and Henry DeGlane in 15:20 when Jim Henry defeated Joe Stretcher by pinfall. Jim Henry was the weak link, but he got the win. Henry DeGlane 83, Joe Stretcher 79, Jim Henry 55, Ed the Strangler Lewis 87, Jim Henry in performance, which is what we wanted, an 80B, not bad. In about that good rest in a decent crowd, Paul Murdoch defeated Bill Curry in 15:27 by pinfall. Bill Curry 72, Paul Murdoch 57, no opener 69C+. And in your main event tonight, in an exceptional match, Jim Londers defeated Ali Eustace in 23:11 by pinfall, the Aeroplane Slam. Ali Eustace 55, Jim Londers 93, no opener 81B. And Man Mountain Dean, of course, is here. He comes out and he attacks Jim Londers for 78B. I said he wasn't here just to kind of hype that factor into the show. 78B, not bad at all. An 80B altogether. Chris Apollo in 3 regions, our best show yet, I do believe. So I'll see you guys for EPR Live again next Thursday. Hello, welcome to the EPR Live tour from the Hammerstein Ballroom, because we can sell it out and I need to keep building our popularity here so that we can start touring to other places and make money while doing so. In a good match, Vic Christie defeated Toots SD in 15:09 by pinfall, following botched interference by Bonnie Marr. Vic Christie makes defense of 3 of the Intercontinental. Toots SD 41, Vic Christie 81, no appearance. By the way, Man Mountain Dean isn't here tonight. In an exceptional match, Jack Sherry defeated Babe Caddock in 11:44 by pinfall, the Half Narson driver. Babe Caddock 861, Jack Sherry 86, Jack Sherry in performance 78B. We've got ruptured pectoral major tendon. Nice. In a decent match, Andy Brown defeated Mike Marrero in 8:22 by pinfall. Andy Brown 27, Mike Marrero 59. These two have great chemistry in their performance, but no work appearance with 7C-. In an exceptional match, Ed the Strangler Lewis and Jim Henry defeated Joe Stretcher and Henry DeGlane in 15:20 when Jim Henry defeated Joe Stretcher by pinfall. Jim Henry was the weak link, but he got the win. Henry DeGlane 83, Joe Stretcher 79, Jim Henry 55, Ed the Strangler Lewis 87. Jim Henry in performance, which is what we wanted, an 80B, not bad. In about that good rest in a decent crowd, Paul Murdoch defeated Bill Curry in 15:27 by pinfall. Bill Curry 72, Paul Murdoch 57, no opener 69C+. And in your main event tonight, in an exceptional match, Jim Londers defeated Ali Eustace in 23:11 by pinfall, the Aeroplane Slam. Ali Eustace 55, Jim Londers 93, no opener 81B. And Man Mountain Dean, of course, is here. He comes out and he attacks Jim Londers for 78B. I said he wasn't here just to kind of hype that factor into the show. 78B, not bad at all. An 80B altogether. Chris Apollo in 3 regions, our best show yet, I do believe. So I'll see you guys for EPR Live again next Thursday. Well, once again, EPR Ilwood Rigby Promotions in 1934 is live from the Hammerstein Ballroom. No matter how I try, I can never get the black thing into the red zone. I try and try and try, and I can't do it! See, I cannot get the red thing. That little black... I've tried off camera to get that in the red zone, and I can't do it. It pisses me off. I can get the little bouncy lines in the red thing, but that little black thing, I don't know if that's the important thing, but I can't even get that black thing into the red thing. The only time I've done it is when I literally scratched the bottom of the computer. I'm recording this without the telly on downstairs, and the missus just sat there giggling. We're sold out again, as we've been for the past few... Can you be quiet? I bet I can hear you in the background of this bloody video giggling. In a decent pre-show match, Sheik Mali, Al Fresh, Curlit McKee, and Bill Curry. Yeah, he is Curry. Defeated Floyd Marshall, Toots Heston, Salvador Morris, and Marty Levy in 14:38 when Sheik Mali defeated Martin Levy by pinfall. Marty Levy out there with 41 tonight. Nice. Salvador Flores, 45. Toots Heston, 44. Floyd Marshall, 47. Bill Curry, 70. Colin McKee, 37. Al Flesh, 38. Sheik Mali, 43. Salvador Flesh improving technical. I've got one more month to do. I did have a break from recording. So I went down and we watched MasterChef. Then we watched an episode of Simpsons. And the end of an episode of Simpsons. And then we watched the Great British Model Railway Challenge. Or the Great Model Railway Challenge. It's amazing. In a decent match, Paul Murdoch defeated Miles McLean in 14:31 by pinfall. Miles McLean out there with 55, but Paul Murdoch getting a 49 tonight, which is not his best performance. 55C-. In a decent match, Mike Romero defeated Johnny Plummer in 13:23 by pinfall. Johnny Plummer 44, Mark Romero 53. No work improvements. 52D+. In an exceptional match, Ed the Strangler Lewis defeated Jack Sherry in 15:20 by pinfall. Ed the Strangler had an influence of 90, Jack Sherry 74, Jack Sherry in performance, an 82B. In a decent match, Lloyd McGurkin defeated Andy Brown in 14:59 by pinfall. Lloyd McGurkin 48, Andy Brown 36. 46D, not bad. In an exceptional match, Jim Londis drew with Man Mountain Dean in 24:54 following a double disqualification. Jim Londis 93, Man Mountain Dean 74. Jim Londis in performance, an 81B. That's where we end tonight's show as 78B. That is a beautiful performance by everybody. We'll see you guys on Sunday for the Super Show of May. In a show so full of wrestling, live on the radio, at the Hammerstein Ballroom. We've not sold it out tonight. We only got 3,360 people tonight at the Hammerstein Ballroom. I don't know what's going on there with our monthly show. The EPR monthly show, which is a stacked X show, so I don't know why we've not sold the place out. Anyway, in a decent match, Sheik Mali, Al Flesh, and Myers McLean and Bill Curry defeat Floyd Marshall, Toots Heston, Silverdale Flores, Barty Levy in 14:45, and Bull Curry defeat Salvador Flores by pinfall. Marty Levy 36, Salvador Flores 45, Toots Heston 44, Floyd Marshall 47, Bull Curry 66, Myers McLean 56, Al Flesh 39, and Sheik Mali 44. Al Flesh improved in performance, and Sheik Mali improved in performance 55 at C-. In a poor match, Jesse James defeated George Saunders in 11:46 by pinfall. George Saunders 27, Jesse James 47, no work improvements 42D. In a decent match, Colin McKee defeated Paul Murdoch in 15:08 by pinfall. Colin McKee 42, Paul Murdoch 59, no work improvements 55C-. In a decent match, Johnny Plummer defeated Mike Marrero in 15:03 by pinfall. Johnny Plummer 43, Mike Marrero 55, no work improvements 53C-. In above a fantastic and decent wrestling, Joe Stretch defeated Andy Brown in 15:30 by pinfall. Joe Stretch 69, Andy Brown 41, no Woodburn 62C. In above a good heat and decent wrestling, Lloyd McGurk defeated Ali Eustace in 14:42 by pinfall. Lloyd McGurk 56, Ali Eustace 56, no Woodburn 58C-. In above a fantastic and great wrestling, Vic Christie defeated Bonnie Meyer in 25:29 by pinfall. Vic Christie makes defense number 4 of the Intercontinental title. Bonnie Meyer 63, Vic Christie 76, Vic Christie in flying a 69C+. In above a good wrestling and a decent wrestling crowd, Jim Henry defeated Martino Angelo in 14:46 by pinfall. Jim Henry 59, Marty Angelo 59. Jim Henry in Rumble and Martino Angelo in performance, which is not bad, a 62C. In above fantasy and good wrestling, Jack Sherry defeated Babe Caddock in 15:27 by pinfall, the half Nelson driver. Jack Sherry 83, Babe Caddock 45. Babe Caddock in performance, 71C+. In an exceptional match, Henry Duglain defeated Edward Strangler Lewis in 24:46 by pinfall. Henry Duglain 83, Edward Strangler 92. No work improvements, 72B-. And in an exceptional match, Jim Londis defeated Man Mountain Dean in 30 minutes 15 by pinfall with an aeroplane spin. Jim Londis wins the World Championship. Jim Londis 93 and Man Mountain Dean 76. Jim Londis improving in performance. That is why this show should have sold out. An 82B that missed the world title hands changing. 78B. Yeah, it was a good show. So I don't understand why the people don't come out, because I've now got the belt off him, so I can do Ed the Strangler Lewis taking on him and other people praising him for the belt. Praised. All I can hear is bloody Christmas songs from Glee. Anyway, Jim Londis was happy, Edwin was pleased, and so was Henry Duglain. I'll see you guys on Thursday for a lovely EPR live tour. Thank you for watching. In a show so full of wrestling, live on the radio, at the Hammerstein Ballroom. We've not sold it out tonight. We only got 3,360 people tonight at the Hammerstein Ballroom. I don't know what's going on there with our monthly show. The EPR monthly show, which is a stacked X show, so I don't know why we've not sold the place out. Anyway, in a decent match, Sheik Mali, Al Flesh, and Myers McLean and Bill Curry defeated Floyd Marshall, Toots Heston, Silverdale Flores, Barty Levy in 14:45, and Bull Curry defeated Salvador Flores by pinfall. Marty Levy 36, Salvador Flores 45, Toots Heston 44, Floyd Marshall 47, Bull Curry 66, Myers McLean 56, Al Flesh 39, and Sheik Mali 44. Al Flesh improved in performance, and Sheik Mali improved in performance, 55 at C-. In a poor match, Jesse James defeated George Saunders in 11:46 by pinfall. George Saunders 27, Jesse James 47, no work appearance 42D. In a decent match, Colin McKee defeated Paul Murdoch at 15:08 by pinfall. Colin McKee 42, Paul Murdoch 59, no work appearance 55C minus. In a decent match, Johnny Plummer defeated Mike Marrero at 15:03 by pinfall. Johnny Plummer 43, Mike Marrero 55, no work appearance 53C minus. In above a fantastic and decent wrestling, Joe Stretch defeated Andy Brown in 15:30 by pinfall. Joe Stretch 69, Andy Brown 41, no work appearance 62C. In above a good heat and decent wrestling, Laurie McGurk defeated Ali Eustace in 14:42 by pinfall. Laurie McGurk 56, Ali Eustace 56, no work appearance 58C minus. In above a fantasy and great wrestling, Vic Christie defeated Bonnie Meyer in 25:29 by pinfall. Vic Christie makes defense number 4 of the Intercontinental title. Bonnie Meyer 63, Vic Christie 76, Vic Christie in flying 69C plus. In above a good wrestling and a decent wrestling crowd, Jim Henry defeated Martino Angelo in 14:46 by pinfall. Jim Henry 59, Martino Angelo 59. Jim Henry in Rumble and Martino Angelo in performance, which is not bad, at 62C. In above fantasy and good wrestling, Jack Sherry defeated Babe Caddock in 15:27 by pinfall, the half Nelson driver. Jack Sherry 83, Babe Caddock 45. Babe Caddock in performance, 71C plus. In an exceptional match, Henry Duglane defeated Ed the Strangler Lewis in 24:46 by pinfall. Henry Duglane 83, Ed the Strangler 92. No work improvements, 72B minus. And in an exceptional match, Jim Londis defeated Man Mountain Dean in 30 minutes 15 by pinfall with an aeroplane spin. Jim Londis wins the World Championship. Jim Londis 93 and Man Mountain Dean 76. Jim Londis improving in performance. That is why this show should have sold out. An 82B that missed the world title hands changing. 78B. Yeah, it was a good show. So I don't understand why the people haven't come out, because I've now got the battle of him, so I can do Ed the Strangler Lewis taking on him and other. Tonight is the biggest world title match in the history of Elwood Rigby Promotions, as Jim Londis will take on Ed the Strangler. It's time. In a decent match, Toots Eston defeated Myers McLean in 14:45 by pinfall. Myers McLean 61, Toots Eston 45. No work rooms of 58C minus. I remember these two had great chemistry, and I thought it would be a great way to open up this live show. In a superb match, Paul Murdoch and Bonnie Moore defeated Vic Christie and Jim Henry in 14:35 when Paul Murdoch defeated Vic Christie by pinfall. In terms of ring work, Vic Christie was head shoulders below us. Bonnie Moore 72, Paul Murdoch 56, Jim Henry 56, Vic Christie 86. No work rooms 71C plus. In an exceptional match, Man Mountain Dean defeated Jack Sherry in 15:08 by pinfall, the release German suplex. Man Mountain Dean 71, Jack Sherry 83, Jack Sherry improving Rumble and 81B. In above a fantasy and good wrestling, Joe Stretch and Henry Duglane defeated Ali Eustace and Babe Caddock in 15:01 when Joe Stretch defeated Alan Eustace by pinfall. Henry Duglane 80, Joe Stretch 70, Babe Caddock 42, Alan Eustace 49, Ali Eustace in performance 69C plus. In an exceptional match, Jim Londis defeated Ed the Strangler Lewis in 24:55 by pinfall, the aeroplane slam following interference from Henry Duglane. Jim Londis makes defense number 1 of his World Championship title. Ed the Strangler Lewis at 91, Jim Londis 91. The match is a better commentary. That's not a lot I can do about that. No work around 78B. After the match, of course, Man Mountain Dean comes out and attacks Jim Londis because he wants his world title back. And we will book that match. The rematch will happen at the EPR Super Show, as Jim Londis will be taking on Man Mountain Dean. I'm hoping Dr. X. 77B, beautiful. 77B altogether, increased stock operating in 3 regions. I'll see you guys live again for EPR Live. EPR Live in next week. Are we going to record this time without starting, you blooming nuisance? The answer to that question is yes, we are. Hello everybody, it's a new dawn, it's a new life, it's a new day for me. And I'm not feeling good this one, I'm knackered. After watching, or staying up to watch an hour's worth of SmackDown Live last night, it wasn't the best idea I came up with. But these are results from EPR Live Tour being held by Elwood Rigby Promotions. It's being held in front of 3,632 people at the Jaffa Shine Centre, and I saw that and I thought Jaffa Cakes and had to book the venue. In a decent match, Tuts SD, Salvador Flores and Marty Levy defeated Sugar Ali, Colic McKee and Johnny Plum in 11:44 when Marty Levy defeated Sheikh Ali by pinfall. Marty Levy 40, Salvador Flores 46, Tuts SD 46, Johnny Plummer 48, Colic McKee 51, and Sheikh Ali 44. Sheikh Ali in Rumble 49D+, not bad. We've got a few quite lot sort of matches on those lines tonight. In a decent match, Myers McLean defeated Ali Eustace in 15:07 by pinfall. Ali Eustace 51, Myers McLean 56. Myers McLean in performance 52D+, not bad on those two. In a decent match, Laurie McGurk, Jesse James and Jack Sherry defeat Bobby Wookie, Gentleman Jim Lewis and Jim Heffern in 15:22, and Laurie McGurk defeated Gentleman Lewis by Jim Lewis by pinfall. Jack Sherry's own shots of So these three are on a one night only deal because we've got 3 faces and not enough heels. Jack Sherry 84, Jesse James 53, Laurie McGurk 58, Jim Jeffrey 33, Gentleman Jim Lewis 40, and Bobby Walkie 40. Jim Jeffrey's in performance and Jack Sherry in performance. Gentleman Jim Lewis is getting signed. I just haven't got around to doing it. 64C, which I will do after this show with that performance. In an exceptional match, Bonnie Marr and Jay Stretch defeated Vic Christie and Jim Henry in 15:24 when Bonnie Marr defeated Jim Henry by pinfall. Jim Henry was a weak link, but he got 79B, so I can't complain. Jay Stretch 86, Bonnie Marr 71, Jim Henry 57, Vic Christie 81. No work from 79B, that's fine. There's also been a change to the main event of our Super Show in in about 2 weeks' time. On Sunday. In a decent match, Eli Fresh, Andy Brown and Bill Coy defeated Martin Angelo, Paul Murdoch and Floyd Marshall in 14:59 when Il Flash defeated Martin Angelo by pinning with a flying tackle. Floyd Marshall 47, Paul Murdoch 58, Martin Angelo 57, Bill Coy 65, Andy Brown 46 and Eli Fresh 40. Floyd Marshall in performance 58C-. In a decent match, Mark Morero defeated Babe Caddock in 8:02 by pinfall. Babe Caddock 47, Mark Morero 51. No work from 51D+. In an exceptional match, Henry DeGlane and Jim Londis drew with the Ed Strangler Lewis and Man Mountain Dean in 29:34 by pinfall following a double countout. Why by pinfall, Josh? It's only a double countout. They don't pin each other for a double countout, you moron. Jim Londis 90, Henry DeGlane 83, Man Mountain Dean 75, Ed the Strangler Lewis 85. Ed the Strangler Lewis improved in performance. Because of the recent stuff that's been happening between these men, the board of directors right here at Alwood Rigby Promotions has ordered that both these two groups are going to be facing off in 2 massive steel cage matches. I don't know if this is the first ever steel cage match used in pro wrestling. We can Google it. Because I don't know when steel cage matches came about. We know that they were around in the 60s and stuff, because I know there were steel cage matches in the 60s. No, I don't want to buy a steel cage. I don't own an actual real wrestling company. It would be nice. Steel cage matches. I don't think any company's done a other than the steel cage coming on the UK tour for WWE in November. Steel cages. The earliest known steel cage match of any kind took place on January the 3rd for 1936 in Kirksville, Missouri. That card included 2 such chicken wire fence matches between Lorraine and Yes! So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the first ever steel cage matches in pro wrestling because, according to Wikipedia, the first ever ones happened in 1936 and we're doing it in 1934. So, we're inventing new matches yet again with tag team matches and 6-man tag and 8-man tags. Now we're doing a steel cage. I love it. But I don't care. But anyway, 74B-, it continues to increase our popularity in all 3 regions as this was broadcasted live to the universe on the radio. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in about 2 ticks for our All-Star Wrestling Extravaganza where Jim Londis and Ed Dunn, where we're swapping things up and Man Mountain Dean will be taking on Henry DeGlane again, and Ed the Strangler Lewis will be taking on Jim Londis once again for that world title in a major 30-minute Iron Man match. I'll see you guys for that in a few ticks. Hello, we're recording. Yes, we are. Thank God for that. Right, let me deal with a few things. I know for a fact. Oh, my lord. Right, what's the time? So I tried to start doing this at 11:11. Right, I've made a decision. Well, I always make decisions. That's kind of what I do. Piss off. Total non-stop action wrestling. Don't know why it's called total non-stop action. It's meant to have wrestling on the end. He's now been born. We're going to go into here. So yeah, we're called Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. I'm going to put wrestling on the end. It's going to be called why wrestling hasn't been put in. Formerly L Rigby Promotions, is based out of New York still. EPR also hosts boxing events, so he decided to make Impact a substitute of EPR. So L Rigby Promotions is the president, a bit like Anthem is the president of Impact Wrestling nowadays. And he hosts boxing and wrestling shows. So everything has now been changed to the TNA name. We've got beautiful TNA World Heavyweight title and TNA Intercontinental. I don't know if I can... Where can I go to show you the... So we've cancelled the live tours because we are, as you can see here, in debt and we're not making money. So we're cancelling the live tour until the foreseeable future, where we're selling out of venues where we can actually afford to do them. Hold on a minute. Gonna log that. There we go. So we've got Bang started at 11, finished at 12, and then slamming the front door. VAD minus is our popularity at the moment. We've got no major issues at the moment, but we'll see at the Super Show. We've got the 2 steel cage matches. Hopefully that's going to draw some fans in and get some money up for us. But at the moment, we're losing. We need to stop doing as many shows as we are until we start making more money. This is the biggest show we have done in our Rigby Promotions history and / TNA Wrestling history. In above our decent wrestling, Madame Cheat, Jim Henry and Johnny Plummer defeat Al Westcott and Jimmy Hefner 15-26 and Johnny Plummer defeat Al Westcott by pinfall. These two are here on a one-night duel. In turns very much Jim Henry's head and shoulders donuts. Al Westcott was the weak link. Jim Hefner 36, Al Westcott 22, Johnny Plummer 46, Jim Henry 58. No work appearance, 48D+. In a superb match, Vic Christie defeated Paul Murdoch in a Falls Count Anywhere match in 20 minutes 27 by pinfall. Vic Christie makes defense number 6 of his TNA Intercontinental Championship. The reason for that is Bonnie Ma is not here tonight, which is a bit of a nuisance. So I've had to come up with a plan. In a decent match, Salvador Flores and Marty Levy defeat Al Flesh and Sheik Ma'ali in 14:54 when Marty Levy defeated Sheik Ma'ali by pinfall. Marty Levy had a performance of 43, Salvador Flores 43, Sheik Ma'ali 47, Eli Flesh 39, Sheik Ma'ali in performance, and Salvador Flores in techno 47D. Not bad at all. In a decent match, Toots SD defeated Andy Brown in 15:01 by pinfall. Andy Brown 39, Toots S 44, no work remains 44D. In above our decent wrestling, Madame Cheat, Floyd Marshall defeated Gentleman Jim Lewis in 15:14 by pinfall. Floyd Marshall 47, Gentleman Jim Lewis 41, no work remains. We are in Hammerstein Ballroom tonight in front of a sold out crowd of 3,500. In above our good wrestling, a decent wrestling crowd, Mike Marrero defeated Bull Corey in 15:25 by pinfall. Bull Corey 67, Mike Romero 56, no work burn 66C+. In a decent match, Myers McLean defeated Martino Angelo in 15:22 by pinfall. Martino Angelo 56, Myers McLean 57, no work burn 59C. In a decent match, Colin McKee defeated Jesse James in 14:54 by pinfall. Colin McKee 58, Jesse James 47, no work burn 57C-. In a superb match, Jack Sherry defeated Babe Caddock in 14:56 by pinfall with a half Nelson driver. Babe Caddock 57, Jack Sherry 83. Babe Caddock performance and Jack Sherry performance nice, 75B-. In the battle of fantasy and good wrestling, Joe Stretch defeated Ali Houston to 15:09 by pinfall the body scissors. Ali Houston 52, Joe Stretch 77, no work appearance 71C+. In a good match, Bulldog Bill Groan defeated Laurie McGurk in 14:42 by pinfall. Bulldog Bill Groan 67, Laurie McGurk 57. No work rooms, Irish style. Welcome to the company. In an exceptional match, Salzburg defeated Joe Montana in 2012 by the death swing. Sandor Sabu 71, Joe Montana 70. Noah Cruz outside wrestler, average local hero, getting it great for Joe Montana, 72B minus. That's what match I'm into. In an exceptional match, Ed Strangler Lewis defeated Henry DeGlane in a steel cage match for 24-41 by submission with a headlock sleeper. Ed Strangler Lewis 85, Henry DeGlane 80, Noah Cruz 81B. And in an exceptional match, Jim Londis defeated Man Mountain Dean in a steel cage match in 29-37 by pin of the airplane spin. Jim Londis makes defense number 3 of his TNA heavyweight title. Man Mountain Dean 69, Jim Londis 93, Noah Cruz 80B. That's where we end tonight's show. Oh, well, we'll sort that out later. We were 78B. I cannot complain. It was a great show. I really want Mr. X back now. That's kind of who I want back now. Praised. Make speech. Do it. Awesome. I'll see you guys in episode 2 with part 1. We'll see you in about later on tonight. Thanks for watching.